opportunity that I'm going to try to explain and present to you this evening. I am flat out convinced that for those who position themselves with our company and allow yourself to be coached and mentored, if you will take certain activities, there's a chance you can change your whole financial picture forever. So let me just bring up our presentation and begin. If I can bring it up here, give me 1 second. Make sure I bring up the right one. We've got so many things going on. And my name is Gene Flynn, for those who are logging in again for the first time. You hear that I'm not from the UK. I live in America, but we'll be in the UK very soon. And the reason is because of this company called Momentis. It has an incredible track record in both the United States and in Canada. Producing income, lowering people's rates for a variety of household services and expenses that most people have to pay for the rest of their lives. Momentis is giving people a chance to lower those bills, or maybe just pay the same bill but get paid on the same bill. And we're excited because this company is now in pre-launch in the UK. Let me just explain what pre-launch is. We are not a new company. This company's been around for years, and it's backed by a company that's been around about 14, 15 years, a company called Just Energy. You'll see that in a minute. But Momentis is a marketing arm for an energy company. It's a network marketing company. And I know that network marketers are already in the UK marketing energy for different companies, but I promise you, you have not seen a company with a compensation plan and a product mix that so well blends together and produces income for people like Momentis. So let me just get right into the presentation, because I want to finish today with a quick start training, and there's a few slides I want to use this evening in my training that you probably have not seen before. So let's talk about an opportunity. That's what it is. It's not a job. It's about deregulation. And deregulation equals opportunity for those who properly position themselves. Deregulation began some years back in the 70s with the airline industry. Airlines in America and in the UK, prior to the 70s, there were only 2 or 3 big airlines. And airline travel was extremely expensive. It's still expensive, but a lot less expensive today than it was 20 or 30 years ago in comparison based on inflation. The government stepped in with those airlines and forced them to allow competition, because competition always reduces costs. When a company has to compete for your business, they will lower their rates to remain competitive with others who may be offering the same service. That's what happened in the airline industry. And in America, we got airlines like JetBlue, Southwest, United, American. There's a bunch of them popped up. In the UK, you got EasyJet, Ryanair, and a bunch of other airlines that came into play in the early 70s. But in the process, tens of thousands of millionaires were created. Some became millionaires because they started airlines. Some became millionaires because they became executive officers and ran those companies. But tens of thousands of people became millionaires because they simply invested in the stock of those new companies. The same thing happened in the 80s and 90s with telecom deregulation. I remember years ago when if I wanted to make a long-distance phone call from the United States to the UK, we could easily spend $2, $3, $4 per minute. It was extremely expensive because there were only 1 or 2 carriers, and you either used those carriers or you didn't make the call. Well, again, the government stepped in, not just in America, but it happened globally, and they broke up these huge telecom monopolies and forced competition and allowed additional smaller companies to get involved, because that brought down phone rates. And making phone calls today is dramatically cheaper than it was, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. But in the process of deregulation, tens of thousands of millionaires were created. We got companies in America like Sprint, MCI, Verizon, In the UK, you got Orange, T-Mobile, Vodafone, O2, Virgin. There's bunches of them. We got the BlackBerry, the iPhone, the Blueberry, the Droid. Everybody's in the phone business now. Even Google is now marketing phones. But the point I want to make is that process created tens of thousands of new millionaires because of telephone deregulation. Well, it's happening again, and now it's happening in the energy industry. Same process. Energy costs have always been high, but they are lower today than they were prior to energy deregulation beginning. Started in the late 90s and early this decade, the 2000, 2002, 1, 2, and 3 started. And again, it's still, we need more competition, but there's lots of companies today marketing energy at cost less than you used to have to pay. In America, we got huge companies that got started. In the UK, British Gas, InPower, E.ON, EDF, I mean, there's lots of them, Scottish Power. This is just a small sampling of them. You got Utility Warehouse. That's bunches of them. But that process brought rates down. But something else is happening. Lots of people are getting wealthy. In fact, one of the world's richest men, Warren Buffett, said that the energy deregulation will create the greatest shift in wealth in history, because energy deregulation is bigger than the airline industry. It's bigger than telephone. See, everybody has to use energy. Everybody doesn't fly. And even though you may think, looks like everybody's got a phone, everybody doesn't have a phone. But everyone watches TV. Everybody uses electricity, gas. Everybody is getting on the internet. Those are things that are already in people's budgets, and they pay for it almost without thinking. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, because we market this, tend to be at reduced cost, and I was saying we're going to be coming in, we're going to be saving people money, and the guy said to me, he said, so what are your rates? What do you charge for your energy? And I said, well, what are you paying now per therm? How much are you paying now for your kilowatts? And he stopped. He says, well, I don't know. I said, well, then what difference would it make to you if I told you what our rates are? You don't have anything to compare it to. You see, the truth is, most people have no clue what they're paying. They just get the bill and pay it. They don't know how much a therm is. How long can you watch TV for 10 kilowatts? They don't know. See, that's one of the most confusing parts of the energy deregulation. But our company is going to be competitive. We already are. And the bottom line is, that's where Momentis Energy comes in. Momentis Energy is the marketing arm for a company called Just Energy. Just Energy is a multi-billion-dollar company out of Canada. And you'll learn later on that Just Energy is actually the largest clean energy provider in the world. They're not the largest energy provider in the world, but they're the largest clean energy provider in the world. That's a major advantage for us as we expand globally. We're launching right now into the UK, but the UK will be the entry point for Momentis into Europe. So those who position themselves within the UK, you know, I found I've traveled to the UK a lot over the last few years, and I kind of relate the UK sort of like, I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but in New York City, there's an area in America called New York City, and New York City has an area called Times Square. And there's a saying that Times Square is the crossroads of the world. Every major business, every major corporation has some sort of a presence in New York. So they call New York and Times Square the crossroads of the world. I see the UK the same way. When I go to the UK, it's amazing to me the number of different cultures and nationalities that are migrating and merging within the UK. It looks like every country in Europe has a presence in the UK. So for those who start building and see the vision and catch us in the UK, you've got the connections right there for Scandinavia, for all of Eastern Europe, Western Europe. It's all comes through the UK. So we're excited about what we have. So what does this mean to you? It means you're in the right place at the right time. Because remember, Momentus right now is in pre-launch. We haven't even launched. So again, for all those who just logged in, all the new people, I see people still logging in, I want to extend a special welcome to you. You've missed a good amount of what I've said, but welcome. I hope you catch the rest of what I'm going to say. People are logging in from different countries right now. Someone is on from Nigeria. Someone's on from America. They're on from Poland. I see flags popping up in different countries, several on from America today. Bottom line is, this is the start of something that can change lives. As I said, Kim Darns is on from France. You've got to catch the vision of where we are. You know, you got to have the vision and position yourself now. Don't be one of those people later on that says, I wish I had. Be one of those that says, I'm glad I did. Because there's a funny thing about being in the right place at the right time. See, when you're in the right place at the right time, usually you don't know it. It's usually when you look back and you're no longer in the right place at the right time, you know where you were. You see, Google is a funny name, a silly name. I don't even know who came up with the name Google. But all of us on this website today, we know about a company called Google. But when Google started 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was a penny stock. You could have bought thousands of shares of Google for a few pounds or a few dollars. Today, Google is some of the most expensive stock in the world. Google has already created tens of thousands of millionaires. Now here's my point. Where would you be today had you or your parents invested in Google 10, 15, 20 years ago? You'd be wealthy today. See? You or your parents were in the right place at the right time, but you didn't know it. It's now that you look back, you realize. See, today, many of us can't afford to buy Google stock. We missed it. But don't miss Momentus. Momentus is in pre-launch in the UK. There's never going to be a better time to position yourself. It'll be a great time to position yourself 6 months from now, a year from now, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Will still be a great time to be in Momentus 5 years from now. But there's never going to be a better time than now because we're in pre-launch. We're just assembling the leadership team. So when this ends today, if you're on here for the first time or the second time and you didn't get set up yet, you didn't join yet, call back the person who told you and ask them to send you an email with their sign up link. And you click on that link, it'll open up a page that looks like this. In fact, you get your own website just like this. It'll say Momentus UK Pre-Launch. You click sign up and it will let you join for free temporarily. It will not ask you for credit card information. The system will not ask for banking information, no debit card or nothing. All they want to know is your name, your age, your email address, phones, just so they can communicate with you. And you can get pre-positioned, start building your team in advance of the launch. Now, once we launch, everyone needs to pay. That's how we'll be generating income. But you don't have to pay until the launch. By then, you can have 5, 10, 20, 100, 1,000 in your team. We already have people who have thousands in their team already, and we haven't even launched. So again, these are some of the services we're marketing right now in the U.S. We don't know what the services will be in the U.K. The president of our company is there right now in the U.K., and we're told he's there signing some of the initial contracts for services we're offering. But the amazing thing with Momentus is this. In most businesses, we're selling products. I've made a lot of money. God has been good to me. I've made a lot of money in different companies selling products. I have sold juices and pills and powders and potions and coffee and creams and clothes. I've sold all kind of things to make money. Those are good businesses. But the thing is, you have to keep selling it every month. If I sold Precious, I see Precious on here. I see Peter Avon is on, and Pat Hughes and Ruth and Ronkin and Sola. If I sold you something, Sherry, last month in one of my businesses, I got to come back next month and say, Sherry, GPO, Precious, John, Sophia, Whale, Trevor. Listen, I appreciate you're a good customer. I love you're a good friend of mine, and you bought 3 cases of this juice from me last month, but I got to qualify this month. I'm trying to get promoted. Listen, can you buy a few more bottles of these pills? These pills are incredible. I got some great powder I can sell you. And look at this cream. You can help me out here. See? And pretty soon, your friends don't want to see you. Because every time they see you coming, they think, okay, you're going to try to sell me something else. But when you're marketing services, you never have to go back. See, most of us don't even remember the person who sold us electricity. But we pay that bill for the rest of our lives. We don't even know what it costs. We just pay the bill. We don't know who hooked us up to the internet. We don't know how we even got our TV service, our mobile phone service. We don't know the name of that person. But we pay that bill every month, over and over and over. Our security systems, games, all that stuff. Water bill. In the UK, our product mix will parallel what we have in the US. We don't have those here now, but this is the sample we're going by now. In America, we started off in different states, and we're now in every state with some product. Every state, and all over Canada with some services. But this call today, this webcast is about the UK. The UK is the entry point for Europe. There's never going to be a better time to position yourself. So let me just go right into the change. I'm going to change pace a minute and go into the compensation plan. Why are we so excited? Very quickly, I'm going to go through a compensation plan that really uses dollars. It's for America. Just understand that when we launch in the UK, everything will be in pounds and everything will relate to the UK economy. But we use what we call relationship marketing, which some people call it network marketing, cooperative marketing. But what it means is we build our team on a friend-to-friend basis. Business is built on relationships. You see, we sign up a few of our friends, close neighbors or relatives into this business, and we all get a few customers, and we just keep repeating that process. You see, when a friend of yours asks you to try a service, you are more likely to try it than because you saw something on TV or read a newspaper article about something. Friend to friend is one of the best ways to market. We call it word of mouth marketing. Well, here's how it really works. In a nutshell, it all begins with a very simple business model. We enroll some customers, we teach others to do the same thing, and that's it. Now, in America, it costs about $299 to get started. In the UK, it'll be a comparable amount. $299 equates to around 200 to maybe 200 pounds. But the UK has a rule that says no person can pay more than 199 pounds for a network marketing business within their first 7 days. So the UK, Momentis will live by that standard. We now know it will cost for the UK something less than 200 pounds. I don't know what it will be. We'll know that soon. But here's the point. If we said 200 pounds to you, and you see that as a huge obstacle, then that should be a clue. If you've been working 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and you don't have 200 pounds to invest in a business with this kind of an upside, what it means, quite honestly, is what you're doing probably isn't working that well for you financially. That's not meant to be offensive. It might be just a wake-up call. So if that's an issue for you now and you're on this website and you already know I don't have 200 pounds and we haven't launched yet, then join today for free, start building your team, and start skipping lunch for the next few weeks and take your lunch money and put it aside. Use the tube instead of driving the car. Ride a bicycle. Do what you can to put away a few pounds so that when we launch, this will not be an issue. Or you maybe borrow the money. But you don't want 200 pounds to block you from this opportunity. Now, there's 5 ways to earn. We've got immediate income, mentor bonuses, leadership bonuses, my team bonuses, and residual income. I'm going to walk through those very quickly. But make no mistake about it. The fact that I'm going to go through them kind of quickly is not an indication that they're not important. It's just that I'm showing you the US version, and I want you to just translate that mentally into your own currency. Let's talk about immediate income. Because once you start, one of the first things we want to do when you join any company is how can I get my money back? Okay, I put out 200 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever I did. How do I get that back? I can't afford this long, so how do I get it back? Well, it starts with you. It always starts with you. And here's how it basically works. Once you join, you need to qualify your position, meaning you need some customer points. Now, it's customer points that pay you. It's customer points that promote you. But here's one of the things that so impressed me about Momentis. Momentis has one of the lowest qualification thresholds for releasing bonuses that I've ever seen. Meaning the qualification process in Momentis is easier and lower than I have ever seen in any company I've ever been with. And I've been blessed. I've been in network marketing for years. I've earned millions. God has been good to me. I have never seen a company pay bonuses for such a little qualification. Here's how it works. When you join, you need at least 3 customer points to qualify. Now, that's not 3 customers. That's just 3 customer points. And most people can qualify themselves, because when you join Momentis for the $299, or in the UK, let's say 199 pounds. I'm just guessing now. I don't know what the exact cost will be, but the additional cost you pay is a website. They got a website that drives your business. It is an incredible website. Tremendous reports in the back office. They've got training in the back office by John Maxwell, Jim Rohn, Les Brown. They got all kind of stuff back there. Powerful trainers already recorded in your back office. But we pay in America about $25 a month for that website. But that website gives you 2 of the 3 customer points. So once you join, you've already got 2 customer points. All you need is 1 more customer point, and it releases a bonus. The very first bonus that's released is $100 to you. And now I don't know what this will be in pound. In America, it's $100. But if I can join a business and make $100 before I even recruit somebody, I'm a happy camper. You haven't even recruited anybody yet. You can qualify yourself. You see? Now, but it gets even better. They give you 30 days to get yourself 1 point. I'm laughing when I say that because it seems so silly. You know, you get 2 points for joining, then you need 1 more point. Hopefully, it won't take you 30 days to get yourself as a customer. Hint, hint, clue, clue. But when you do that, you just made $100. Now, when you get 10 customers in the first 60 days, or 10 customer points within the first 60 days, that's another $100. And again, that's not 10 customers, that's customer points. See, many of our services are more than 1 point. Like the website is 2 points. Some of our energy products are 2 points. So you might can get 10 customer points with just 3 or 4 people. It's not that hard to do. But when you do it in 60 days, that's another $100. Okay? When you get 15 customer points in 3 months, another $100. When you get 20 customer points in 4 months, another $100. Now, you don't need to take 120 days to do that. Some people are getting that in the first day or 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week because it's just customer points. But here's the point. That's just one of the ways you get paid. The next way to get paid, in a much more exciting way, is something called your My Team bonuses. You get this by enrolling at least 3 people. Here's how it works. When you enroll at least 3 people, and you shouldn't stop at 3, but when you've enrolled at least 3 people, it could be friends, mother, father, sister, brother, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, cousins, co-workers, ex-neighbors, ex-co-workers, college room, doesn't matter. When you've enrolled 3 people and they've gotten their 3 customer points, which really 1 additional point, because no one gets paid until customer points are acquired. When you enroll people and they qualify by getting their 3 customer points, they each make at least $100 bonus. But because you enrolled the 3 of them, you just earn $300, $100 each. We call it the mentor bonus because you're mentoring them. But that's just the beginning. You see, when you build a team of at least 6 people, you enroll at least 3, and somewhere in your team, another 3 comes in. When you have at least 6 people in your team, and they all have qualified by getting their 1 additional point, then you become what we call a senior director. Now, I mentioned earlier Kim Dorns, and maybe I shouldn't start calling them Angela Harris, Terry Dawkins, Balani. I mean, there's a bunch of Tenai. There's a bunch of people on here today who already hit senior director, and we didn't even launch yet. Now, it's a temporary position right now because we can't acquire customer points. But we've got people who already built the team. All they're waiting now is for us to launch so they can get the customer points. But we've got close to 300 people already who have hit the position of senior director. Almost 3,000 people have joined our team in just a little over a month. That's incredible. But what does this mean to you? Well, let's see. Once you become a senior director, you now start to earn at least $150 mentor bonus every time you enroll someone and they get their one additional point. Remember, it takes 3 points to release the bonus. They get 2 points for joining and getting up the website. They need 1 more point. When you've enrolled new people and you're a senior director, for everyone you enroll, that's $150 mentor bonus when they get that qualification point. But it gets even better. When you're a senior director, you start to pick up what we call mentor bonuses throughout your entire team, regardless of who enrolled them. You start to earn another $50. In other words, when somebody joins your team and they qualify by getting that one additional point, they make $100 for getting that point. But you get $50 for each one throughout your team through unlimited levels. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. It doesn't matter how many there are. And you didn't have to enroll them. What if 100 came in your team one week and got that 1 point? That's $5,000. 100 times 50 is $5,000 that week. And our company pays every week. They pay on a Friday every week. But it gets even better. When you become what they call a regional director, you start to earn what we call my team bonuses. And it works like this. When you become a regional director, that's the next position. You go back for those first 3, 4, 5, 6 people you enrolled, and you pick your strongest 3, and you qualify to get a check match on whatever they earn in bonuses every week. You get a 25% check match. If somebody made $10,000 one week, you made $2,500 for that person. And you get that on the first 3 you choose to be check match on. But when those 3 start building their teams, and those 3 people choose their 3, that'll be 9 people on your second level. You get a 10% check match on those 9 people as they grow. And then those 9, they each get to choose their 3 best people. That's 27 people on your third level. You get a 10% check match on those 27 people. So that's 39 people that you get a check match on every week. So when you understand you're going to get a check match for their success, you can understand why we want everybody to be successful. You want those people to make a lot of money. You'll do everything you can to help them make money. We're going to do everything we can to help you be successful. That's why we run these webcasts all the time. We want people to be successful because everybody's success is linked to everybody else's success. It's an incredible compensation plan. But at regional director, it gets even better. At regional director, your mentor bonus goes to $250 per person. Anybody you enroll, once you become a regional director, when they get their 1 additional point, for a total of 3 customer points, you'll earn $250 for each one. But it gets even better. Now, anyone who comes into your team in your regional director code, when they get their 1 additional point, and they've got 30 days to do that, but when they get that point, you start to pick up $150 mentor bonuses through unlimited levels. Now remember, you're still getting the $50 mentor bonuses, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, for those who came in during your senior director code. They're still growing. Now you add to that the $150 mentor bonuses, 150, 150, 150, 150, throughout your team through unlimited levels in that code, in addition to everything else. In addition to your 25, 10, 10 check match. It gets even better. At national director, things change again. At national director, which is next to the highest position in the company, you will earn a $300 mentor bonus for everyone you enroll in your national director code when they get their 1 additional point. Remember, no one gets paid until customer points are acquired. But no matter how many enroll, this just shows you're rolling 4. You can roll 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20. There is no limit. We urge you to enroll as many as you can. Don't stop. If you just do the minimum, you get minimum wage. Don't make the company's minimums your maximums. The company requires you to do a minimum of a certain things. Don't let that be your maximum. But here's what happens. When you become a national director, you start to earn $200 mentor bonuses throughout your team, whether you enroll those people or not. whenever they get enrolled and wherever they are in your national director code, when they get that one additional point. Everybody needs at least 3 points to qualify. Now remember, we keep saying 3 points to qualify. Don't get 3 points and stop. 3 points is the beginning of your cash flow, but you need at least 3 points to qualify. When that happens, throughout your national director code, you're going to pick up a $200 mentor bonus for those people, regardless of who enrolled them. So remember, you're now getting 50s, 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 50s from your senior director code. You're getting 150, 150, 150, 150s throughout your regional director code. You're getting 200, 200, 200, 200 through your national director code. You can start to see why people are excited. You can start to see why whoever called you might have sounded like they were high on something. They might have been giggling, might have been panting. They might have sounded like they're a little bit crazy because they so hope you see this opportunity. It's not a joke. People who understand this compensation plan, they realize they've never seen a plan like this. I don't care what kind of company you've been in. We've never seen a company pay like this. The last position is called international director. This company is so new, there are no international directors in the whole company. But we expect there to be a bunch of them in the UK because so many are pre-enrolling and building huge teams even before the launch. We expect to have several in the UK hit senior director the first day, regional director the first day. We expect to be hitting national director within the first couple of weeks. That's how strong this is in the UK because of the way our team is growing. We have a lot of things we do to help our team grow. But here's the point. At international director, again, more money. $325 mentor bonus for everyone you enroll in your international director code once they get their point. No one gets paid until customer points are acquired. But as your international code grows, you start to earn a $225 mentor bonus through unlimited levels, regardless of who enrolled those people in your international director code. Now I'm going to this kind of quickly because I want to just wrap up and get to some very quick training. But here's my point. What we're all after in network marketing is residual income. It's a funny thing. People understand residual debt. All of us have residual debt. You bought a house, and so you have a 30 to 40 year residual debt. You bought a car. You got 3, 4, 5 years of residual debt. Your phone, you'll never pay off your phone bill. You never finish paying your internet bill, your energy bill. It's residual debt. If you pay it this month, it shows up next month. Every adult has some residual debt. We go through our entire lives having a number of bills we can never finish paying. We all understand residual debt. What people don't understand is residual income. That's what makes network marketing, and in particular, Momentis, so exciting. Because in Momentis, people don't cancel their energy bill. See, I've sold coffee, I've sold pills and juice and all kind of stuff I've sold. And when people's money gets tight or they get enough of that stuff, they'll cancel their bill. They won't buy any more coffee. They won't buy no more juice. They won't buy no more vitamins and pills. Even though the stuff is good for them, they won't buy it because they don't have the money. But people don't cancel their electricity. They don't cancel their internet. They don't cancel their TV. See, this is true, pure residual income. Now, I'm not going to go through it here in detail because every time you get a customer point, it means somebody's paying a bill over and over and over. So I'm going to stop here and switch gears and go right into the quick start training because all this is about success. There's only one success. That's to be able to live your life your own way. See, most of us go through our whole lives living our lives according to what somebody else tells us to do. We have a boss, and the boss tells us how to live our life. The boss tells us what kind of car we can afford. The boss tells us what kind of neighborhood we can live in. The boss tells us what kind of education our kids will get. They do that by the money they pay us. See, that's not real success. Success is when you can live your life like you want to live your life, and success on any level is related to income. And no matter how you think, income at some point is going to play a role in your success. That's why I think Momentis is such a strong company, and that's my point. We'll cover that real quick. Now, for those who are on for the first time, I'm glad you're here. I know I talk real fast. I hope you caught the gist of what I was saying. Now, we repeat this webcast every week, 3 times, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But I want to switch gears right now and go into some very quick training, because it's one thing to see Momentis and know what it is and to be excited about it, even to go ahead and join. That's great. But what you really need to know is, what do I do once I join? I see all that. Yeah, you talk funny. People say you talk funny. I hear you. That man talks real funny. I couldn't understand everything he said. But man, if what he's saying is true, how do I do that? Well, that's the training. Let me go real quick into some very quick training for another about 10 minutes. Let me tell you real quick. Momentis is an incredible opportunity. But it's only a good opportunity if you know how to take advantage of it. So here's the first part. You want to make sure that if you're not yet in, if you did not yet join, make sure you understand this. You have right now a no-cost, non-binding, no-obligation opportunity to get positioned right now. And all you need is to get a copy of whoever invited you here, get a copy of their link. They got a link, looks like this. They'll send it to you, and you click on the link. It'll say Momentis UK Prelaunch. We're in Prelaunch, which means you can join right now, and you don't have to pay yet. Now, eventually, you will have to pay. Every business has a cost. But the upside here is incredible. So let me just go through real quick. What do you want to do? First, get your website. Get that set up so you can start building your team. Do the same thing you see Ruth doing. Do the same thing you see Terry Dawkins do. Same thing Bolani is doing. Abby. The same thing Angela Harris is doing. Bianca, Michelle, and Lauren. The same thing you see Pio. The same thing you do Bong. Shia. There's bunches of people already building their teams. None of them have paid a dime yet for Momentis, but they're already building huge teams. So you want to do that. Now, here's what you want to do. When you join, one of the first things we said is there's a position called Senior Director. That is an incredible, advantageous position to get to. You want to get to that position as fast as you can. We have a lady named Bolani that joined. She's part of a Terry Dawkins team. When she joined, she hadn't even been to the webcast. And she joined, got her site set up, and hit Senior Director in the first day. Hadn't even had any training. We have several people who did that. So how do you do that? What it means is we use what we call the 5-3-6 plan. It means you need 5 customer points, 3 personally enrolled business partners, and 6 on your team. Well, right now you can't get the customer points because we haven't launched. What you can do is go ahead and assemble your team of at least 6. But don't stop at 6. That's a mistake. To just get to 6 and stop. Oh, I'm a senior director now. I'm done. No. Some of the people who join your team right now, when we launch, they may not even pay. They might just have got in because it's free, and don't expect to do anything. They just got in, well, it's free. Okay, I'm just going to join then. But they may not plan to do anything. So don't just stop at 3. Don't stop at 6. There's no limit. Just go ahead and build your team. But here's what you want to do. In business, there's 3 points you want to remember. There's math, volume, and frequency. Every business in the world works the same way. The first part of any business is math. How many clients can you get? How many customers do you have? That's a function of every business. Well, in Momentis, let's relate that to money. Okay? If you're a senior director, which means you've built a team of at least 6 people, once they all get that customer point and you get qualified, okay, you're a senior director. Now you start to earn a $50 mentor bonus throughout your team, regardless of who brought them in. So let's say you're a fully qualified senior director and 10 people come in your team one week and get their 1 point. They get 2 points for joining. They get 1 more point that releases their $100 mentor bonus, but you got a $50 mentor bonus for them. That would be $500 for you that week. What if 100 came in that week and did that, got that 1 point? That's $5,000. What if 1,000 came in your team and got that 1 point? That's $50,000. Now, as crazy as it sounds, you know what? We believe that there are people in the UK that Once we launch, we believe we have some people who will earn between $20, $30, $40, or $50,000 or more within the first 2 weeks. Because some have already built a team of over 1,000 reps. And no one has paid yet, but they're in position. Now, I hope you just catch what I just said, okay? But it gets better. There's a position, when you get to it, you want volume. Not only how many customers do you have, but how much is each one worth? That's a key function of business. Well, let's go back and look at this business again. There are 2 key positions I spoke about. One we talked about was senior director. The other one was regional director. Look at the difference in value for the same number of people coming in and getting qualified. If you're a senior director and 10 people came in and got their qualification points, that's $500 for you. But if you're qualified as a regional director, that's $1,500. See? If 100 came in and got qualified and you're a senior director, that's $5,000. But if you're a regional director, that's $15,000. Obviously, which would you prefer? Now, to be qualified for regional director, then you got to build a stronger team than senior director. You got to recruit more than 6 people. You want to have your team set so you have at least 4, 5, or 6 seniors in your team, not just 4, 5, or 6 people. That's the difference. See, because once they turn it on and people operate and pay, people will be moving between positions very quickly. Now, the third part of every business is frequency. How often do your customers buy? That's why in some business we got to keep selling juice. We got to keep selling pills and coffee and clothes and creams and powders and lipstick and whatever. We got to keep selling that stuff, see? Well, in Momentis, you don't have to go back and sell them again on electricity. See? You don't have to go back and sell them some more internet. They're never going to run out. They're never going to run out of electricity as long as they pay the bill. So the frequency is covered. So here's what you want to do. You want to just remember, for all senior directors, this is a new slide, you may not have seen this, for all senior directors, you want to make sure you get to your upline, or either call me or email me. You want to get a copy of our business presentation. And you want to start showing that presentation several times a week. One-on-one. One-on-one is you talking to one person. A 2-on-1 is you and one other person talking to one person. Or do a home meeting. But you want to get the business presentation that I showed you earlier. When I started tonight, I showed a business presentation, a PowerPoint presentation. We want all the senior directors to have that and start practicing. If you're married, practice with your spouse. Sit down and show it to your wife or your husband. If you're single, show it to your significant other or your children, or call a neighbor or a friend. Practice, because you want to start showing this presentation as often as you can. That's how you build your business. Now also, stay in contact with the members of your team. Your team is new. If you're a senior and there are no seniors in your team, those people in your team, we need to help them get to senior. So you want to be calling them, support them, duplicate yourself throughout your team. If you got to be a senior, then create seniors in your team. We will help you. But we want to make sure you know we want you to have the presentation and get these your website sent out. Get as many people as you can enrolling in your team. Teach your team that just joining is not enough. We don't want them to just join and say, okay, I'm in now. Okay, I'm free. Okay, and let me just wait for the launch now. No. You want to join now and build your team as big as you can before the launch. Don't wait till the launch to get excited. Get excited now and do that. Okay? This is important stuff. Now, when you're new, we don't want you being overwhelmed by all this stuff. Don't think Denise, Dave, Deb, Dana, Chica, Cheryl, don't think you have to learn everything I said to get your business started. See? You just want to learn 1 or 2 of these key phrases. We call these peak interest phrases, okay? You want to learn and teach these peak interest scripts. Keep it simple. Learn to say to somebody, I like number 2. If I can show you a way to get paid off of bills and services you're already paying every month, would you be open to take a look, Elena? Okay? Learn to say that, you know? Hey, listen, Grace, if I can show you something that is the most dynamic business business model I've ever seen. Would you be able to take a look? Irene, Johnson, Joy, John. You see? Just learn that. And then just remember now, when you do that, they're going to ask you questions. They might say, yeah, what are you talking about? Well, don't try to explain the presentation right then. What you want to say is, you know what, we got a presentation every week. I'm going to get you on it. I can't explain it right now. All I know is it pays big upfront money every week. All I know is it's simple and easy to duplicate. I got on this presentation. They had this guy. He talks real funny. He's an American guy. I couldn't understand a lot of what he said, but it made sense to me, and we can save some money on our household bills. And all I know is you and your friends are already paying for it anyway. It's already in your budget. Just say some of this stuff. You don't have to say it all. See? Now, when you talk to people, there's always going to be somebody that's going to say no. I don't care how good it is. If you're standing at the tube station with a gold brick in your hand and you was going to give it to anybody who came by, you offer that brick to everybody who come by, lots of people are going to walk by you and look at you funny, and they're not going to take your gold brick. They just think you're crazy. If it's a gold brick, why is he giving it away? See? I don't care how good something is. There will always be people who will say no. But when someone says no to you, Jane, don't get upset with them, Irene, Gwen, Joy. Don't get upset. Don't lose a friend because you piqued them and you're excited and they say no. Don't get upset because they laugh at you. Oh, ha, ha, ha. You think you're going to get rich selling gas and electricity. Hey, people ain't going to pay for that stuff. It doesn't matter what they say, but don't get upset. Just say to them, listen, hey, John, Carisha, Kimmy, Kemdi, Kahinde, no problem. I know this may not be for everyone. It might not be for you, but this is coming back to you soon by somebody else. It's too good not to come back. Listen, Lape, Lara, Linda, Margaret, just do me a favor. When you're contacted again by somebody else, before you make a decision to join, just call me back, since I brought this to you first, okay? Do you think that's fair? Your friend is probably going to say, yeah, that's fair. Okay, I'll call you. Yeah, no problem. Okay, fine. See, when somebody says no to you, it doesn't mean no forever. It means no for now. You might have caught them at a bad time. Maybe they had a bad day on the job. Maybe they just had a fight with their wife or their husband. Maybe their boss got them upset today. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. So the fact that they say no doesn't mean it's no forever. It's just no for now. It might be yes next week. It might be yes next month. Just keep it simple. Keep it moving, okay? And remember, teach all your team members, not just you, teach all your team members to use our webcast. Okay? We do this every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Same time, same link. Make sure you remind new people to use their name as a username and password. Now, there's other meetings popping up right now all throughout the UK. The activity is intensifying. Let me just give you a couple of strong clues. Okay? It's very important, and I want you to hear this clear, everybody. It is my intention. Anyone that knows me knows I will do the best I can to help everybody win. I've been in network marketing for years. God has been very good to me. I've been successful in different companies and during different decades, selling different things. And I've learned a lot about the industry of network marketing. Where everything in it is perfect. It's not this unique place where once you're in network marketing, everybody behaves ethically. It's not. So when you join, make sure that you have in your heart always the right thing. You never want to try to do something to somebody else you don't want done to you. When you go to meetings, and there's a lot of meetings popping up, you don't listen. If Linda and Margaret are my friends, and I didn't invite them, but I go to a meeting, and I see my friend Linda and Margaret in the meeting, but I didn't invite them. I shouldn't go to them and say, Linda, Margaret, wow, How did y'all get here? I have you on my list. I was going to call you. Who brought you here? And Linda says, well, my friend who lives up in Nottingham called me, you know. And Margaret says, yeah, my friend who lives down in the Isle of Wight called me. That's why I'm here. And I said, well, wow, well, you know, but listen, that's a long ways away, girl. Look, I know y'all, we are friends. Look, just join with me. I'll help you. We're on the same team. Just join with me. Those people up in the Isle of Wight and Nottingham, girl, they ain't going to help you. Why don't you just work with me? Now listen, what I just did is totally unethical. I am trying to take somebody else's people. You do not want to do that. You don't want that done to you. See, you can never be at every meeting where your people will attend. There's meetings popping up. You can't be at every meeting. So you want to live a life and behave ethically so that you never do what you don't want done to you. See, you should never try to take somebody else's people, and you don't want anybody else taking your people. So when you go to meetings, if you're going to send your guest to a meeting, always give them your team ID number. When you join Momentis, you get an ID. Everybody gets a unique ID number. You get your own website. Right now it's free. You'll pay for it later on, but you get it. If you're going to send your friend Lara or Margaret or John or Kahinde, Joy or Tariq, doesn't matter. You're going to send them to a meeting and you're not going to be there. You make sure you give them your ID number and you tell them, hey, listen, here's my ID number. And they say, write it down. Then you say, read it back to me to make sure I gave it correctly. Read it back. And listen, did they give it correctly? Okay, look, take that with you. And you say to your friend John, hey, Kim, when you get to the meeting, girl, you're going to be excited. I know you're going to be excited. You're going to want to join right then. But Kim, don't you sign nothing that don't have my number on it. Don't you join with nobody else. They're going to have computers right in the back of the room. You can sign up right in the back of the room. Listen, don't sign up through nobody's computer unless you see my name on it in this ID. Just go on home. You call me. I'll help you. We got a great team. And you want to say that to everybody because you must assume that somebody might not be as ethical as you are. You just got to assume that. And you hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Now, I want you to hear that. This is not a negative conversation. I'm just letting you know. Everybody don't think the way you think. Everybody ain't a Christian. You see? It doesn't matter how much of a Christian you are. Everybody ain't a Christian. And I'm just saying that to you. So understand that. Get your website set up. Build your team. Teach your team to behave the way you want them to behave. And you do the same thing. Now, if you ever go to a meeting and somebody tries to take you from somebody else, that person is telling you they are unethical. If I go back to my example, I went to a meeting and I see my friend Margaret there, and I see my friend Max there, and I didn't invite them, but they're there. And I go to my friend Yemi, and I say, Yemi, girl, how you get here? What you doing here? I didn't call you. And Yemi says, well, my friend in Croydon sent me here, Gene. You know. And I say, girl, look, we in the same block. Join with me. I'm already in. I'll help you. Why don't you just join with me? Now, what Yemi needs to learn right then is I am unethical. Now, why would you want to join with somebody who is telling you they are unethical? Because if I'm trying to take Yemi from somebody else, what's to stop me from taking somebody else from Yemi when Yemi ain't at the meeting? And somebody shows up and they were sent by Yemi and Yemi ain't there, what's to stop me from taking her person? See, if you're unethical, you're unethical. So watch out for that. When you hear that happening, just understand you do not want to work with those people like that. You don't want to let your team go to those kind of meetings. So you prepare for that. Now, I hope you're hearing this the right way. I'm talking fast. This is good stuff I'm giving you. I hope you're hearing it the right way. Finally, in closing, remember, once you sign up and you get your website, you get a little link that looks like this. Make sure you copy that. Make it a favorite. Bookmark it. Because you need to get back to your website. Once you get your ID number and your password, you pick your own password. You want to be constantly logging into your back office because there's emails back there, there's training there, and you can see your team growing right in your back office. People may be enrolling others in your team, and you didn't even know it, but you want to watch your team grow. You want to build your team as fast as you can, as strong as you can. And finally, remember this. We always say, hurry up and call your friends. Because you are not the only person that knows your friends. If you don't tell your friends about Momentis, someone else or some of their other friends will. That's why you want to get your phone out and you want to call everybody you can as fast as you can. You want your friends to be in Momentis, but you want them to be on your team. You want to be able to work with your friends and live and do this thing together. Having said that, we are now done for the day. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope you are blessed by this message. I'm trying to do the best I can to get everybody on the same page. I'll be in the UK soon as we hear the launch is happening. Some of the people are already there now. We're waiting to get as much detail as we can. Let's take advantage of everything we can in Momentis. Let's build this thing with ethics and integrity